The Holyoke Safe Neighborhood Initiative is a coalition of law enforcement, faith, and service agencies working together to connect people in the community to services. The goal is to make the city a better place, and they have a particular focus on youth and families. Connecting Point's Veronica Garcia sat down with executive director of the initiative to find out more.
So the Sheriff's Department got involved back in 2011. And keep in mind, we were going to a lot of different community meetings, police meetings. The Sheriff's Department would come out and share information. But one time we were at a meeting in Holyoke, and we looked at replicating what we've seen the C3 policing do in the north end of Springfield, where in a 3-year period, they've seen a 67% reduction in crime. So the model in Holyoke, the Holyoke Safe Neighborhood Initiative, is really targeted for all the high crime, high poverty neighborhoods in Holyoke.
So what did you decide to be part of this initiative?
Yeah, so again, when we were going to these policing meetings and sharing information and talking to like probation and parole, and we're thinking that, it's great communicating with law enforcement, but how about if we got better at the work we were doing? How about if we could be more proactive and actually prevent the next generation of youth from ever having any negative interactions with law enforcement? So when we're going to the juvenile court and we're talking to the assistant chief in the Holyoke District Court about being more proactive, we decided that if we looked at maybe replicating what they did in the north end of Springfield, that maybe we can get some of the youth and the families connected to services and actually prevent people from having negative interactions with law enforcement.
For how long are you working with this organization?
Yeah, so we actually started the coalition back in 2011. We initially started right there at Holyoke Juvenile Court, where there was just like 3 people from 3 different agencies talking, and then we identified which agencies in Holyoke would we need to bring together if we were going to replicate that. And we decided that we wanted to start a pilot down in South Holyoke. So as we begin to brainstorm and bring in a lot of different agencies, in August of 2011, we actually did a presentation to many agencies in Holyoke, and that's when the initiative really got started in August of 2011.
So what is the greatest need that you see in the young community that you serve?
Yeah, so one of the things that we've been seeing, and I know if you look at the issues that plague our communities, they're so comprehensive. We're dealing with, and when you ask about the big needs is kids are growing up in poverty in a lot of cities like Holyoke and Springfield. They're growing up in fatherless homes where a lot of times they don't have a lot of positive role models in their lives. So when I look at those needs, and then we did a survey back in 2012 where we knocked on 400 doors, and we found out that 65% of the kids down in South Holyoke had never attended an after-school program. And we looked at the graduation rate. In 2011, the graduation rate was 48%. So when you look at those needs and you look at what issues are plaguing our youth, and you can understand, looking at those building blocks for the C3 police, and understand that the gang members and drug dealers and criminals in these tough neighborhoods, they're grabbing our youth. They're grabbing our next generation of youth to become gang members, drug dealers, and criminals. So we really, as a community, really need to do something about it. And here's the thing. Without coalitions, one agency just doesn't have all the information. One agency doesn't have all the resources. It really takes a collaboration of all the different agencies working together to, one, identify what those issues are. Like in 2011, when we see 65% of the kids had never attended an after-school program, you work with the Boys Club and the school and the different agencies, and you try to create different things. So some of the things that we did is we started introductory boxing programs, table tennis clubs, volleyball programs, flag football, and basketball. Basketball got us the biggest draw. So we always do 2 seasons of basketball every year. Right now in our summer basketball league, we have 240 youth in Holyoke. So while we have the youth there, we implement some character development and some intentional mentorship to really try to guide the youth and get them to better places in life. And keep in mind, when people look at the work we're doing, they say, well, Eddie, are you guys just like a youth serving organization? No. In 2012, when we knock on 400 doors and find out 65% of the youth had never attended an after-school program, we really had to address that need. So we begin to start a lot of after-school programming and activities for the youth. But the initiative is very comprehensive in terms of trying to get both youth and families referred and connected to services in the community that can get them in better places.
So that means you need a lot of mentors. How can people get involved with your organization?
We're always looking to get people involved, and we want people that really have their life on track, people that can be really positive mentors for our youth. Right now, we have 24 teams in the Holyoke League. And so that takes 24 coaches. But our goal is to have enough mentors and volunteers that we can have not only a coach for every team, but an assistant coach as well. So we can even do a better job of dealing with maybe negative language or behavioral issues and taking advantage of all the teaching moments, because that's the thing. And that's what we're trying to do, training our coaches to actually look for things and listen that we can really teach these kids to help them get to better places. Sometimes the kids, they get angry or they get upset at something, but they don't really have all the information in terms of helping them make better choices in those situations. So we want to look for that and listen for that and try to be able to provide them some alternatives to make better choices with some of their language and some of their behavioral decisions.
What other events you provide to serve this community?
So we try to do an event every month to try to meet the needs of the family and try to have a venue where we can develop relationship. Because when you look at the issues in the community, even all the different service provider agencies, the church agencies, law enforcement agencies, they're not going to change it alone. The people that live in the neighborhoods actually live there 24 hours a day. So nobody knows the quality of life issues or even the crime issues better than the people that live in the neighborhood. If we can get everybody in the neighborhoods working together on the quality of life and the crime issues, we can make our neighborhoods better, safer, more economically viable, and healthier.